Motorco Music Hall. Let's make some noise for all the bands that have performed tonight, especially Mount Moriah that just stepped off. They did a great set. We want to thank the Central Park School for Children for having us out here. If you guys just got here, I'm gonna let you know we are with Poetic Justice. We are a high school poetry program. We've been working with these high school students to my right for 10 weeks, and they're gonna share some of their original poetry with y'all. So are y'all ready for some poetry before we bring on Megaphone? I think they're ready. Kane, why don't you tell them the rules?
The rules. So y'all heard what I said, right? You're gonna complete the sentence this time, right? Poetry is not like, you're good. Why? Because you don't have to wait till the end to do what? Exactly. So what can you do if you hear something you like? What are you gonna do during the poem? All right. What are you gonna do at the end of the poem? Good. Backflips are allowed as well at the end of the poem. All right, we're gonna open y'all up with a couple haikus. Y'all know what haikus are, right? Ancient, all right, cool. So, older folks in here. So we're gonna go with work all the damn time. Boss works less, makes 3 times more. Capitalism. And that's my haiku. All right. I got one more. To the guy who coined the word grapefruit, there's no grape, and fruit's redundant. That's my haiku. All right. I need y'all to get extra, super, duper loud for our first poet coming up in the 3rd round, Mr. Lil B.
How's everybody doing tonight? I'm in Poetic Justice, and we worked on a personification piece where we actually had to embody an object. So I want y'all to guess what I am. I see talent wasted like a drunk man at the bar, stumbling in and out of courts. Only 0.03 makes a professional living by catching rebounds off of me. Now let's consider the other 99.97 that cannot even ride the bench, so instead they ride the bandwagon, following hustlers and drug dealers who hustle to rock, drop a dime to get $1. I hear a lot say, oh, I believe I can fly. But the only thing that is taking flight around this community are bullets. I hear kids talk trash to their neighbors as if they do not know how filthy trash is. And if they do, then why do they throw it on these grounds? I am in the projects. All but one uses the streets to craft their talent. And that one is my project. See, they are taking shots to me as they take shots to their community in belief whether they will kill on me, innocent bystanders, their neighbors, or their enemies. See, I tell them that they have talent and to treat that talent like it is a baton and the third anchor just place it into their arm. They act as if the anchor is just holding them back. Because of the community that I am built in, they are now taking me down like a kid's confidence at a school where he feels as though he does not belong. They are taking me down like gravity in the gravitational pull. They are taking me down like stock prices in 1929 in the Great Depression. I wish that they did not take me down before I seen my project make it.
So y'all know he was a lunchbox, right? No, I'm playing. All right, I want y'all to get extra super loud. We were bringing up a group piece. Y'all haven't even seen a group piece. We've been saving them for last. You know, this is like that special move that you do when you're fighting the boss in the last level of the video game. Yeah. All right, so please give it up for Jasia and Anna. Let's go!
There we go.
Go in, poet.
Hi, everybody. Okay, we wrote a we wrote a group piece together. It really doesn't have a title, but I hope you like it. It's basically based on a woman who feels as though her body has been defiled and used the wrong way. I hope you like it.
Let's go, poet.
Pain filled in the back of her eyes, forcing them to leak, holding every inch of animosity, gasping for a single breath. She wanted relief, feeling as if the world had just been placed on her back. She'd become Hercules and Atlas' scheme. Her predestined destiny couldn't be spotted on this map.
The streets she trampled on were paved by the very entity that set out to destroy her. She searched for love on the straightest path.
Father replaced by daddy, substituted by Poppy, who told his homeboys her legs spread it easily.
Her temple became defiled, as if Jesus would have sex with a scarlet, drinking saliva from a rapist's cup. But wait, pre-clamp sucked in aspiration used to extract out the harbored lives that died inside of her.
As the contracting pains of her wall subsides, the ibuprofen does not seize her memory of pain. I asked myself, how would I feel if I had to live with knowing I took away a life?
The vessels in my head playing a tug-of-war on my decision. Subconsciously, I tell myself, I'll pay for my decision.
Someone once told me the reflection of herself in the mirror gave her a vivid vision of the child she would have been a mother to. The child whose cheeks were rosy red as the blood that streamed from her body into a tube where a lost soul returned unto heaven. Maybe, just maybe, this clinic was on God's speed dial connection. Thank you.
All right, I want y'all to keep the energy going and give it up one more time for George. Let's go, George. Use that one too. This one's a little hotter. If you want to use this one, it's a little hotter.
How's everybody doing again tonight? Good. That was a powerful piece, by the way. They know it. But anyway, I wrote a personification piece as well as Brandon did. I wrote one based on a gun and a bullet. I hope you all like it. And it's called Russian Roulette.
Go in, poet.
It was the year 1984, the best day of my life, because I had found somebody that would hold me close to their heart as if I were found in protection. But sadly, all of that changed when I began to be used for death, quenched in the palms of my assassin, slowly pulling back my chamber. Click, clack, pow! My small metal projectile bodies quickly unleashed from within its confined home between the chamber. Eyed upon my next victim, I'm instantly inserted into my predator's prey like a vicious snake's embedded fangs within a human's tissue. I feel the intense sharpness of my steel pierce the warm skin of my victim's lifeless body. Placed deeply in the veins, mutilates the vessels and crushes the lungs as he falls heavily onto the compacted semen. Standing upon my own barrel. Pow! Pow! Not finished with his work, he settles me to finish his mission. Blood oozing through my victim's corpse, brains plastered across the walls of the deserted alley, he begins to hoist me back upon his hip. Feeling as if my world had ended. I'm suddenly unlocked from his hip, gazed up upon another heart, held up at eye point. He begins to pull back my trigger, but I jam. Body tightly pressed together, he tries to relieve me to settle his reaction, but I tell him no. No more will I be taken up to be used. Excuse me. No more will I be used to take up. Excuse me. Can I start over? Sleepy, man. Wake up. Sorry, I was dozing off. I'm sorry. It was the year 1984. The best day of my life because I had found somebody that would hold me close to their heart as if I were found in protection. But sadly, all of that changed. When I began to be used for death, quenched in the palms of my assassin, slowly pulling back my chamber, click, clack, pow. My small metal projectile body is quickly unleashed from within its confined home between the chamber. Eyed upon my next victim, I'm instantly inserted into my predator's prey like a vicious snake's embedded fangs within a human's tissue. I feel the intense sharpness of the steel pierce the warm skin of my victim's lifeless body. Placed deeply in the veins, mutilates the vessels and crushes the lungs as he falls heavily into the compacted semen. Standing upon my own barrel. Pow! Pow! I finished with his work, he settles me to finish his mission. Blood oozing through my victim's corpse, brains plastered across the walls of the deserted alley, he begins to hoist me back upon his hip. Feeling as if my world had ended, I'm suddenly unlocked from his hip, gazed up upon another heart. Hooded by eye point, he begins to pull back my trigger, but I jam. Body tightly pressed together, he tries to relieve me to settle his reaction, but I jam. I tell him no. No more will I be used to take up his graveyard in a space where all my brothers and sisters laid them. Ashamed of the blood that pumps the heart that brings about death, I cry sometimes to myself because my body sends no heads up to loved ones. Only postcards and body bags to funeral homes. So that kid, he throws me away and runs away and reminds me as quickly as I can take a life, I can save a life. So that kid, who I saved, picks me up and holds me in his hands and tells me thank you. And a feeling of sensation flushes through my body as if I had just given a newborn life. So that kid, he cleans me off and wipes me off and packs me into his highest closet in his shelf and calls me his gun of life and leaves me there to watch life's pathways until that day. To that day that my life was reborn. Thank you.
All right. That's how you push, man. That's resilience right there. Excellent. All right. Pierce asked me to do this poem. Yeah, I'm blaming it on you. This is a new poem. Before we kind of went to a deep emotional place, a story that really played a big part in my life, and now maybe we can have a little more fun. So.
Great poem, you guys.
And then we're gonna close out with a group piece, and yeah. They're not ready.
Go in, Kane.
All right. Damn, I wish karma was more reliable. Arrived punctual at the scene of some bull with a strategic plan to make shit right. Just think of karma were the lead writer for the weekly publication of this thing called existence. The headlines would look a whole lot different, and front page stories would travel like wildfire through the grapevine. Imagine it now. R. Kelly will spend the rest of his days pissing through a catheter. The Beach Boys have canceled all future reunion shows, and the Fugees never really broke up in the first place. In politics, the big bad wolf will have a chance to redeem all his devious deeds this week. He's been given a rifle and a helicopter. Sarah Palin is down below dressed up like Little Red Riding Hood. The most dangerous game is about to begin. After reflecting on the 8 years that Bush had the country shackled in Dick's chains, Congress announced today that the next time we spend 2 terms with a pair of asses in our nation, assassination will be general protocol. Hillary Clinton apparently snuck a team of Chippendale dancers into the Oval Office last weekend. And when Bill allegedly asked her, honey, I bet I still do it better, she replied, close but no cigar. Newsflash. Steaming boulder of excrement cannonballs into the BP CEO's jacuzzi. The jets spontaneously turn themselves on like the Gulf current, and the maid is gonna take her sweet ass time cleaning up the mess. Rush Limbaugh will go on trial today for surpassing the legal asshole limit. He was apparently turned in by eyewitness Troy Davis, who was somehow able to identify Limbaugh as such from 120 feet away in pitch darkness. And karma's pen would make things right all over the world. Hiroshima and Nagasaki residents would no longer be born with deformities from the radiation poisoning, but instead would become the first human beings to evolve wings to carry them away from a world of rubble and revenge. Pedophile priests would guzzle Viagra like communion and develop uncontrollable urges to make love to wood chippers. Jerry Springer would appear as a guest on a new program entitled Humiliation, What It Feels Like, hosted by black folk and white trash who would comment on his escapades with prostitutes during his term on the Cincinnati City Council. Bin Laden's private jet would have crashed on a routine trip to the barbershop, and blonde-haired, blue-eyed passengers would be profiled by airport security for resembling the Norway shooter. Irony would always be the word of the week. Matadors and tabloid writers would drown in massive piles of bullshit, and paparazzis would be condemned to lifelong careers as middle school yearbook photographers. Meal prices would depend on the politeness of customers. People who leave bad tips would be cut on hidden camera and stored in a database to ensure that their next dinner out would be served with just the right amount of the kitchen crew's saliva. Now the bulk of this poem may be fantasy or hypothetical scenarios, but I don't want to pray for those or keep imagining the arrival of some mystic bringer of justice. No, I don't want to wait for karma anymore. I want to be it. I want to be the first tower of vertebrae so elusive that my little cousin never has to see it because he's become too accustomed to men who turn their back on him. I want to be the last resilient memory that dementia can't make my grandmother forget. I want to be the monsoon of money that my mother bathes in for all the dust storms she swept up from other people's floorboards. I want to be the one-man army she can count on for all the years she played single mother soldier soldier. Like, I want to be the clog in the school-to-prison pipeline that backs up the plumbing. I want to plank across the achievement gap. Want to be the funny bone in a pile of broken ribs, a leap of faith with kangaroo legs, the foul ball, wrestling with the wind, determined to make life fair. Because life ain't fair. I keep my passion in my inkwell and my pen in the air, because I know that what the world really needs is some damn sweet poetic justice. So that's for y'all. All right. Hey. Speaking of poetic justice, let's just close out the show. Y'all ready to close out the show? Ready to close out the show? All right, I want you to give it up for Groupies.
I'm standing right here. So I stand right here? How are we going to do rotation? I don't know.
So, Cece, when you're done, you just come around me.
Yeah, I guess.
This is so weird. Okay.
You're loud. You're loud.
I don't know. Hold on. Just go. Okay. Hello, everybody. This group piece is basically based on our dreams. I hope you enjoy it. Even your dreams tell a story when you sleep. Close your eyes. Envision the cool wind kissing so gently against your skin. The calming scent of lavender slows your echoing heartbeat to the relaxing call of Grandma. When my days start to run into my nights and my mind keeps running like that humming noise from the fridge, it's hard for me to remember your scent. Your favorite scent of white diamonds became more like crushed dust for me when you left. See, I know you didn't leave on your own. It was simply because God needed a wiser angel to watch over the children waiting on their grandma, Nana, or Jetta. Wait, but I needed you. You are my foundation like granite, which cannot be destroyed. My foundation with the strength of granite, I can conquer anything. See, you're my diamond. With your rarity, I have the highest clarity to my success. My success still becomes the longitude and latitude of happiness. As you hold my hand at the equator, you can help play my defense or offense at any time. You're always there, which is what I must remember. So, Grandma, I will come to you at the equator of my dreams where we can laugh and cry at the center of our world. Even your dreams tell a story when you sleep.
The cold soles of my shoes reminded me of a past time, when my cold soul gave into its pitiless burden of how long I've been running from my shame. A story I knew of but had been replaced by mockery and repeated gestures. My time tripled each time a heavy eye caught a glimpse of its forever. 1 minute turned to an hour to a day eventually will become my eternity. I embraced the disturbing callings I heard, thinking that if I shadowed them, they'd disappear. Here, I saw the person who caused me this unbearable heartache. In my left hand, I held 3 bullets, to wound this being mind,
Body,
soul.
The first buried itself into the reflection of its stomach. The second pierced the reflection of its mind, and yet she still remained before me, unharmed, untouched, and staring as if I'd done her wrong. Glass shattered, breaking the barrier between my enemy and I. So I just went back to sleep. I woke up. My eternity became a day. My day became an hour. My hour only but a minute. But this dream lasts forever.
Even your dreams tell a story when you sleep. These keyboards are missing keys like it was robbed for cocaine, or you cannot get into your door because these keys is off the chain. These keys may be your key to life. So these keys are important like your vocal cords that allow you to speak out, that allow you to sing, whether it's good or it's bad. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You see, you have to embrace it, but you cannot embrace what is not there. This piano is supposed to play like ba-da-ba-ba-ba. But instead, these limited keys only play dun 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 dun. And my ear for music is trying to fill in the blanks like it's loading up a gun prop for an actor, fill in the blanks like a contestant on the Wheel of Fortune. But these blanks cannot be filled in like test sheets. This mic in the stand has been thrown on the floor, so now it's nothing to eat this audio feed that I cooked in this book. I once hit these chords and beat on this beat pad that beat out these speakers that beat like my heart, and you get out of it what you put in it. So these speakers used to bleed out passion, bleed out creativity, and bleed out inspiration. It feels as though these piano notes is off pitch, or my fingers constipated, because I cannot take this ish. My monitor is cracked like illegal software that is on a disc that has been ran over by 18-wheeler 37 times. That equals 666 wheels of dream-crushing nightmares. It's been cracked, and now it is cracked out like a coke fiend that smokes crack back to back. I should just take these audio cords and wrap them around my neck as I gasp for air that I do not even want, as my body loses its conscious state. But it would not matter because I died when my nightmares came to life.
Even your dreams tell a story when you sleep. Hope, peace,
passion,
happiness,
pain.
Even your dreams tell a story when you sleep.
Another round of applause for Poetic Justice.
What can I get them to say?
Poetic Justice.
Can I get everybody to say thank you, Poetic Justice? All right, are y'all ready for Megaphone? Let's do it.